happy after work story on a beautiful Tuesday, triumphant day. And we're going to read The Flying Girl by Margarita Engel. How Aida DeCosta learned to soar. Are you wanting to soar and fly and to go to greater heights in your life? Well, let's get some inspiration from her. Illustrated by Sarah Palacios. Ooh, my favorite shade of green, yes! Praise for the Drum Dream Girl. Winner of the Charlotte Zolotoy. Excuse me. Excuse me. Award. Winner of so many other illustrator awards. Look at the houses. Excuse me. Woo! And this reminds me of a childhood book. This is how I started loving this shade of green, because my favorite book when I was a shorty, like 5 or 6 years old, Katie did, was this color green. So, hopefully, oh my goodness, look at these beautiful houses. If that man can fly, so can I. Yes, especially this being the end of Women's History Month. Come on, we have 2.5 more days to enjoy this. On a lively street in the lovely city of Paris, a girl named Aida glanced up and was dazzled by the sight of an airship. Oh, how she wished she could soar through the sky like that. The inventor of the airship, Alberto, invited her to ride with him. But Aida didn't want to be a passenger. She wanted to be the pilot. That's what I'm talking about. Aida was just a teenager, and no woman or girl had ever flown before. She didn't let that stop her, though. All she needed was courage and a chance to try. Listen, what do you need courage for as far as the situation that you might be in? And you might be a little timid and have some trepidation. Well, let's derive some courage and some inspiration from her. With soaring words and buoyant art, Margarita Engel and Sarah Palacios tell the inspiring story of Aida DeCosta, the first woman to fly a motorized aircraft. Sounds like Bessie Coleman and Amelia Earhart. Okay. Look at these birds. Oh, and I'm telling you, the birds on the way home, they were singing so beautifully. Oh my goodness, with so much cheer. Look at this. The Flying Girl. All right. For my daughter Nicole, with love. And to Mom, Dad, and my husband Ed for helping me fly. Isn't that beautiful when you have people in your life to help you go to new heights? All right, one day a girl named Aida was strolling on a lively street in a lovely city when she glanced up and was dazzled by the sight of a huge balloon that glided as gracefully as a whale-shaped moon. It does look like a whale. Below the balloon, an airboat dangled, and inside there was a man. See everybody looking? Like, wow, what's going on here? Right? Curious. Oh, this art is beautiful. If that man can fly, so can I, cried Aida. All I need are some lessons and a chance to try. Aida's mother scolded, No, silly girl, don't be so bold. Hey, no one else will ever marry a girl who dares to fly. You see what they were thinking about? Staying in your place as a woman. Oh my goodness. But Aida had a dream now, a wild dream of soaring, and she did not care to marry anyone who thought dreams were boring. She wanted to soar. She wasn't thinking about anything else. I love it. So Aida asked a man to teach her the art of airship flight. The inventor of airships, whose name was Alberto, agreed to show Aida how to start a motor and steer, turn left, turn right. Lessons on the ground weren't easy, but Aida worked hard and soon learned how to pull this lever, tug that rope, drop more ballast, believe, practice, hope. What do you need to believe, practice, hope for? Huh? Some people will be like, oh, you're dreaming too high. Your ambitions are too daring. Come on. One evening, Alberto invited Aida to an aerial dinner with tables as tall as elephants. Look at that. They had to take the steps. That's too cute. and served by waiters who walked on tilted stilts that made them look like silly giraffes. Isn't this cute? You see that? I remember seeing men in, well, they weren't on stilts. Well, those giant, tall tricycles or unicycles, really. Yeah, the Pullman Museum. That was fun. At dinner, Alberto said that his airships were meant to be chariots of peace so that people all over the world could meet one another and develop friendships by flying back and forth. Ah, that's a great notion. When Alberto invited Aida to ride while he drove an airship, she cried, "No, no, no. Hey, I won't be a passenger. I only want to be the pilot." Alberto was amazed. Aida was just a teenager, and no woman or girl had ever flown before, but no one had believed Alberto's wild dream of motorized flight could come true either. Not until he invented his airship. So Alberto realized that if he could fly, Aida could too. Love it! All she needed was courage and a chance to try. I like her purse. Look at her. She looks so sharp. Her hat. On a clear summer day, Aida finally had her thrilling chance to pull the lever, tug that rope, drop more ballast, believe, rise up, hope. Believe, rise up, hope. Look at that. Look at this. Believe, rise up, hope. Keep on chanting that with your dreams. Believe, rise up, hope. Like a whale-shaped moon, the airship's enormous balloon soared above the busy city and out to the countryside. It sailed over green farms and cows and sheep high above the heads of excited children who cried out, "Look, look, it's a girl, and she's flying." Yeah. Remember, what are we supposed to say? Believe, rise up, hope. From her dangling airboat, Aida smiled down at the children, but then she frowned at Alberto, who was on a road far below, frantically pedaling his bicycle and waving a handkerchief as he tried to show her which way to go, even though she had already told him that she did not need help because she had practice. I got this. Alberto, chill. Look at that. She looked like she's at ease. She looked like she's in control, but he's nervous. But everybody's cheering her on. Alberto got tangled in a thicket of trees and fell far behind. Aida kept flying high above roads and rivers, being free, completely alone, truly free. That's what I'm talking about. Until finally she reached her destination, a green field where swift polo ponies twirled and leaped like dancers. They're like, what is she doing? Enjoying herself? Aida landed skillfully, planning to watch the daring game, but down on the ground, she soon found that she could not climb out of the airboat. Her dress was too fancy. Well, the skirt was too tight, so she wriggled while children giggled, until in the end, some helpful men had to tip the boat sideways so that she could slide out almost gracefully without too much of a bumpy, toppling tumble. It's all right. Aida tried to watch the horses, but angry strangers surrounded her. What? They were angry. Shouting, scolding, calling names, saying she was too bold. She was too brave, too different, too strange. Has anyone ever said that about you? Oh, you're too unique. You're eccentric. Girls, they hollered, should only be allowed to learn how to cook, how to sew and clean, but girls, they bellowed, should never be taught how to fly huge machines. Can you believe this? Oh, this is the perfect book to end Women's History Month. Just then, Alberto finally caught up and pedaling his bicycle, eager to cheer her. That's what I'm talking about. You did it, he shouted. You flew, you're a hero. Such a brave inspiration for all the girls of the world. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's the type of partner you want. To get under your dreams and you get under his dreams and you all push each other on. I hope they stayed friends. Aida smiled. Aida laughed. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, hey, way. She really was the first, but she was sure she would not be the last. Every child who had seen her glide so high above roads and fields was probably already singing, "If that young lady can fly, so can I. All I need are some lessons and a chance to try." Sometimes, Aida said to Alberto, all it takes to change the whole world is one wild dreamer's soaring example. Isn't that the truth? Dare to dream. Love it. And here she is in real life. Ooh, just a little bit. She lived from 1884 to 1962. So what's that? 16, she was like 78 years old when she passed. Is known as the first woman of powered flight. She was born in New Jersey to a Cuban father and Spanish mother. At the age of 19, during a trip to Paris, Aida became fascinated by the airships of Brazilian inventor Alberto Santos Dumont. She took 3 lessons on the ground as his private air park in Neuilly, St. James, where Alberto built the dirigibles that he referred to as chariots of peace. After Aida attended one of Alberto's quirky aerial dinners with 7-foot-high tables and waiters on stilts, he invited her to ride in an airship. She insisted that she wanted to be the pilot, not the passenger. Aida's mother disapproved, but she agreed to let her daughter fly on the condition that the flight be kept secret from Aida's father, because in those days, girls who made news were not considered respectable. Aida's historic flight to the Chateau de Bagatelle polo field near Paris took place in the summer of 1903, over 120 years ago. Well, almost. Nearly 6 months before the Wright brothers flew a fixed-wing airplane. When a spectacular photo of Aida's flight appeared in the newspapers, her father discovered her secret and demanded she never speak of her accomplishment. Oh. Aida was an obedient daughter, so she kept her promise until the 1930s. So that's like 27 years or so, when she donated her papers to the Smithsonian Institute, where they were displayed along with the engine of the airship she had flown. As a wife of Charles Lindbergh's lawyer, Aida retained a lifelong interest in aviation, but after losing an eye to glaucoma, she directed her courage toward eye care and advocacy. Isn't that beautiful? That type of might and bravery can be transferred. Her assignment, flying, was over, and then she transferred it to advocating for those who are suffering with eye illnesses, vision challenges. She raised funds for the first eye institute in the United States at Johns Hopkins Hospital and directed the first eye bank in America, the Eye Bank for Sight Restoration, Inc. in New York. Alberto Santos Dumont is known in his native Brazil as a father of aviation. Inspired by Jules Verne's novel, he began inventing flying machines at the age of 10. So he was courageous too. On a remote coffee plantation where he grew up in Brazil. His dirigible flights around the Eiffel Tower in Paris were some of the great spectacles of early aviation. Unlike the Wright brothers, Alberto did not believe in patents. When he won prizes, he donated, listen to this, he donated most of the money to the poor. So Alberto was a hero too. He became a leader of the protest movement against military use of aviation technology. Wasn't this inspiring? Both Alberto and Aida. Wonderful. The author, Margarita Engel, is a Cuban-American poet and novelist whose books include The Surrender Tree, a Newbery honor book, The Poet Slave of Cuba, Tropical Secrets, The Firefly Letters, Hurricane Dancers, The Wild Book, The Lightning Dreamers, Silver People, her acclaimed memoir, Enchanted Air, and Drum Dream Girl, among others. She lives in Central California. And Sarah Palacios is a recipient of the Pierre de Belpré Illustrator Honor for Marisol McDonald, Doesn't Match, and is the illustrator of several other picture books, including Henry Holton Takes the Ice. Sarah graduated in graphic design and went on to earn her BFA and MFA degrees in illustration from the Academy of Art University in San Francisco. Wow, a native in Mexico, Sarah now lives in San Francisco. So both ladies in California. Isn't this wonderful? Wasn't this inspiring? So be brave, have courage, and impact the world.